How important is the start going to be for this one?
I don't buy into that whole night before thing. These are professional athletes, and we certainly make no excuses on our end on a back-to-back, and sometimes, or a lot of times, you flow right into that game. So we won't speak of any of that. They'll be ready to go. We obviously got to be ready to go. And the most important thing is that we can play the same way that we not only started in that hockey game against Toronto, but we continued it throughout the entire night. So we talked the previous game that we had set a standard for ourselves, and we didn't meet them. The last game we did. We have to continue to do that.
What challenges do the Predators present to your team?
Well, they've got everything on their hockey club. They've got a little bit of everything, right? They've got a lot of new faces, probably trying to figure out their chemistry still, and we don't want to be the team that allows them to do that. So they're very dangerous, play with a lot of energy, play with a lot of pace. Real good challenge for us here tonight.
What lineup changes will you be making tonight?
Just the one on the back end. Harry will go in for Jersina.
For Juracek's out?
Juracek, sorry.
What do you want to see from Jordan Harris?
I keep saying Jersina. I had him in Washington. I don't know why I keep saying it, but anyway.
Yeah. Harris coming back in tonight. You've been talking about you want to see guys earn it. Healthy competition is good. What do you want to see from Jordan specifically?
Just to play a firm game, firm, straightforward game to, just getting the puck going, play good defensively, good box outs, just steady. We've seen it. He's capable of doing it. We expect him to do it here tonight.
Who's in net tonight?
Tarasov.
So he's earned another start then in your mind based on the way he's performed the last couple of games.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have talked about the earned and what have you, and he played extremely well the other night, so he gets to go again here tonight.
Dean, you looked at that Minnesota game, and I think you used the phrase you dove into it just to kind of tear it apart. Do you do the same thing after a successful game like you had against Toronto and pull out the good parts and share that with your team?
Yeah, 100%. There's different ways to reinforce how we want to play. There's, showing some teaching clips and on the, negative side and some on the positive side. So, you're constantly trying to, find consistency in all areas. So, sure, we pulled out some stuff. We didn't do everything right either. So there's some stuff that we can correct from each game and try to move forward and try to find that consistent game that the Columbus Blue Jackets want to play each and every night.
How much confidence do you get out of having a checking line, if I can use that phrase, have the kind of night like they had the other night, knowing that they can pot 2 or 3 if they have to?
Yeah. You want all our lines, obviously, to play both ends of the rink. I think the days of having that true checking line and being able to shadow another team's top line, and certainly on the road, it's impossible. Coaching's too good. You get away from your matchups. But to have a line like that, obviously, talk about Danforth's line, that they play the game straightforward. They play the game hard. But you're right. They all have a skill set that can produce offensively, and that's what we want all 4 lines to do every night.
What have you been able to see from Matthew Olivier since you started to get to know him? Comes back to his old team and that, but just he seems like he's not only bringing energy, but he's bringing that goal-scoring dynamic as well. Just all-around game for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people that from the outside looking in think he's a tough guy, and he can drop the gloves and look after himself and all that kind of stuff, physical presence. But he's a great skater, gets up and down the ice, he finishes his checks, he's a wonderful teammate, and he's able to play in all situations, kills penalties, scored a couple goals last game. So yeah, to have a guy like that on your hockey club that's that well-rounded, it's awesome.
Has he been impressive just off the ice too? It seems like he has kind of a professional way about him that in this locker room I think guys have come to respect over the last couple of years.
Well, there's no question he's got a leadership quality, and obviously we're missing some leaders in our locker room, and we've had people step up, and he's certainly a guy that I think I know is very well respected, not only by people around the league, but especially within his peers, his teammates.
You were talking about reinforcing the system. 7 games in. Are you pretty pleased with how they're grasping it? Is there a lot more to do? Where are you at with that?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's a process, right? Learning, everything's been new for the group. So, you know, we've had the preseason, and now it's going to be a constant teaching. I think I talked about this last game, is that you get one area corrected, and then, you know, something else goes a little bit awry, and you've got to adjust and what have you. But for the most part, I think I know our group understands how we want to play. It's just to play consistently and aggressively within that system. We'll continue to push them to do that.
It's like your golf game, right?
No, that's
One thing
golf is not consistent. If there's anything, you can be way more consistent in hockey than golf. I'll tell you that. At least I can.